The Treasurer has indicated his government has considered changes to the legislated Stage 3 tax cuts, adding that Labor's official position on the cuts hasn't changed. Live now to our reporter Joel Phil. Joel, we're hearing a lot at the moment about turbulence in the global economy, and that's clearly making the Treasurer reconsider some of his budget positions.
Yeah, that's right, Ash. Look, when asked about those Stage 3 tax cuts yesterday, the Treasurer said that the UK's recent tax cut backflip is a cautionary tale that any responsible government would be taking into consideration. Some interesting language used there. The Treasurer said that next week he'll be heading to Washington, DC to meet with his US counterparts to discuss the deteriorating global economy and the impacts that it could have here at home in Australia. It does appear that among the ranks of the Labor Party there is some degree of dissent about whether these tax cuts should be indeed pushed back or changed in some way. But let's take a look back in time to the language the Prime Minister had used just after his election win in May, really making a pledge that Australians should expect his government to deliver them.
We're committed to delivering what we said we would. And I've said on the Stage 3 tax cuts that they've been legislated. People are entitled to operate on the basis of that certainty.
Now, these tax reforms, as they now stand, mean that from 2024 onwards, Australians with a taxable income of up to $200,000 would pay no more than 30 cents on the dollar, and that represents more than 95% of the population. Let's take a listen to the opposition's perspective on this. Here's the Shadow Treasurer, Angus Taylor, who is actually taking part in the Polly Pedal alongside former Prime Minister Tony Abbott today.
So we do want to see those tax cuts go through. It's good to see a number of Labor members have come out saying it's not the time to go back on those election commitments, but there's no doubt Labor's having a good hard look at this.
They're already budgeted for. They have been since 2019. So these tax cuts are already there. They would have to actually repeal legislation in order to not go ahead with it. Now, I think that it would be a very brave Labor government indeed that would walk away from a commitment that it has made to the Australian people.
That was the Shadow Finance Minister Jane Hume speaking to Sky News. She also said that the Labor Party should consider axing its other election commitments, things that are yet budgeted for. She was pushed on what exactly that could be, which projects, which initiatives, but she wouldn't say.
Joel Phil, live in Canberra. Thank you for the update.